活性化したクリスタルがよりふさわしいものに移ろうとしているのよ。
The activated crystal is going to a more worthy someone. Body's collapsing, dying. I don't want to die. I don't want to. And everything goes white and someone speaks. Alec, who has the loyalty of the divine beast. Who's this and where am I? I am Valtiana, the one who created the crystal. Though now I'm something like a spirit that lives inside the crystal. Valtiana? Isn't that the name I use when I'm making pacts with monsters? Exactly. This is our first meeting, but I know a lot about you. Though you are a monster tamer, you can't get skills from monsters except by having relations with them and have something of a complex over that. Complex in the psychological sense. That's supposed to be a secret, everyone. How do you know? Ha ha ha, because I was the same way. And have the ability to get past the revulsion that normally occurs between humans and monsters for that. That's why you're able to do this like it's perfectly ordinary. It's like, huh, is that so? I thought it was normal. I don't know why the gods created people like us, but it is certain that we are special. Take this crystal as yours. This will make you a godlike, a perfect one. No need for sacrifices, and you can revive without draining the life of the surroundings. How about it? Forget it, I don't need that. But why? You would have the ultimate unbreakable power and be undying. This is a power everyone in the world would envy. And I relied on a lot of people to save Tina. And no matter how strong a single person is, there's always limits to that. If I became a godlike, that would probably get them mad. And I don't want to do that to them when I owe them so much. Have them mad at you? You're an interesting one. But by taking the power of monsters into yourself, you're gradually becoming further and further from humanity. No different from a magician. No, you'll have even greater power. People will fear and ostracize you. Can you still say the same thing knowing that? Well, I'll be leaving for now. I'm looking forward to when we meet again. Tina? Alec, are you okay? She seems okay. Tina, you're back to normal. It's all thanks to you. I'm sorry for all the trouble I caused you. It's fine, I'm just sorry I was late coming to help. And she wraps him up in a hug. Feels something soft between them. Free saying basically, I did good, so please give me a reward. What's she doing here wrapped around you? Well, if it wasn't for Priya, I wouldn't have been able to help you. It doesn't need to be a reward, I'll take a punishment too. I'll get the cushions out and we can get on those and... She's... unexpectedly kinky. But from his blushing cheeks, it's obvious to everyone what they did on those cushions. And yeah, Tina's her usual self. It's like, oh, well, while these horrible things were happening to me, you were off doing that. Hey, it's not like that. Looks around, a little way away. There's Karen watching them with a smile. It's like, I thought you really grew up a lot in this incident, but you're still such a child. The crystal has disappeared. The wizard has gone off somewhere. Okay, so it's all over? Karen, I remembered what happened in the past. You released that seal in the ruins and found Tina there. She's also remembered that they're not really sisters. That she's actually a monster and not human. Yeah, her magic is completely worn off. Karen looks up at the purple spy, and there's a sadness to her that Alec's never seen before. Yeah, she's deceived, Her Majesty, Her Highness. I think Majesty was King and Highness was... anyway. Yeah, she deceived Celsia when she was exploring the ruins. Tried to get the crystal for Altiana. Yes, she was seeking a way to turn Tina human using the power of Altiana. Turns out there never was such a thing to begin with. She turns to Tina and says, "It doesn't matter if you're a monster, if there's magic involved or whatever. I still love you, believe me." Yeah. Everything that happened this time was because I was keeping all these secrets. I'm sorry. I can't bear to face Celsia. Maybe I should just leave. Celsia is here. She says, "Don't be an idiot." Celsia, how'd you get here? The monsters outside have all calmed down, so she took her guard and just came in. Saying, "Hey there, I'm the guard." It's like, you dare say you can't face me, that you're just going to leave? For nearly a year, you've been like family to me. If you just leave without saying a word, that would be even worse. Your only failing is not being honest with me about things like magic and Tina. You can make up for it by sticking with me, basically. Tina says, "I love you too." When my memory came back and I realized that you and my mother and my father weren't my real family, I was very lonely and anxious. But back in the ruins, when you called me your sister, those words, they supported me, so don't go anywhere. Tina, thank you. And we're jumping right into the ending. So 2 months later, Alec and the others are still living in Celsia's manor. She comes to wake him up, but he's actually awake before her for once. Apparently he had his reasons, so she's like, what are we doing today? Are we going to some reason? Yeah. Going to some ruins? Or going to wander around town? Rie wants to wander around the ruins. That's less wandering, it's more like waiting around, idly lazing about. And Rie sticks her head out of the bed and speaks up. It's like, hey, I told you not to show yourself. And of course, she's not happy about this. What she's doing sleeping in your room. And she's saying in a very matter-of-fact way, basically, the previous night, Tina slept in Alec's bed. And yeah. And apparently she peeked in on them. But we hardly get the time to be alone together, and sometimes we want to take our time and go around. And so does she. Maybe because they're both divine beasts, the two of them are getting along pretty well, despite that. They kind of pick her a little bit, but it's always about Alec. But you were with him until morning, so now it's my turn. That's not fair. I hardly get to spend time with him when he's awake, so it should be my turn. And he's thinking to himself, on the one hand, I'm happy for all the attention, but this is really tiring. And he sneaks out before they notice. Hey Celsia, are you here? And she's busy. You showed up at the perfect time. Things seem awfully busy now. Why do you never help out when I'm busy? Well, I have no understanding of what your job is. There's all sorts of things. You could make tea, give me some kind words. Karen says she's made tea, gives it to her, and also, no, I should be calling you, basically acting king. Or queen, I suppose. But Karen, you have jobs to your own. You can have Alec. She's finished all that. I'm giving you whatever you want. So yeah, she's basically the acting monarch. After having basically saved the country. And it's not yet formally decided that she'll ascend to the throne. But if she wants to, it would be easy enough for it to happen. The people, the knights, the soldiers, all have a high opinion of her. Karen, to make up for what she's done wrong, has been hard at work helping her. And Alec says, I'll come back later. Like, wait, I still have something to talk about. And she seems unusually serious. Oh, have you noticed? She's noticed suspicious behavior, like buying up maps and stocking food. You're planning on leave, you fool. And you could be living it up with her by patronage. Yeah, he doesn't want that. Now that Karen has retired from Monster Tamer, he wants to ascend to the top of monster taming.
私が魔法を使えることをロイさんが黙っている条件は二度と魔法を使用しない戦闘行為をなるべく控える
Yes, as part of the condition for Roy keeping quiet about her using magic, she's promised not to use magic again and to avoid combat as much as possible.
それに一番の理由としてセルシア殿下のお手伝いに専念したいから
And more importantly, she wants to focus on helping Celsia.
気を使いすぎだ
Celsia tells her, "You're worrying too much."
それでティーナとクリエはどうするの連れて行かぬのか
So what are you going to do with Tina and Brie? Are you taking them with you? They're divine beasts. Jade, who ran away, might come after them again someday. So I'm going to leave them here.
そうかじゃが二人は何というかどうじゃ
And what would they think of that? Tina, Brie? And they were there the whole time, of course. And they're not happy about this. Of course.
私が魔法で二人に今
And Karen apparently used magic to let them listen in. I thought you said you weren't using magic again.
約束しただけよ
I said I promised that. I didn't say I would keep that promise. Karen, you're horrible.
で私たちを連れて行くの連れて行かないの
So are you going to take us with you or not?
連れて行ってくれれば喜んでついていきます連れて行かなくてもついていきます
And Priya says, if you take me with you, I'll gladly come along, and if you don't, I'll come along anyway.
どっちも結果は同じじゃな
Same result either way. I'm worried about you guys.
アレック君が守ってあげればいいのよ
You just need to protect them.
うむ
It's not that easy.
アレックにも選択肢はありません
And they say together, you don't have a choice. Like, oh, come on.
アレックちょっと来るのか
Over here a moment. But we're in the middle of something here.
一つ我から提案してやろう実行すれば全て
She has a suggestion that could resolve things. Okay, tell me.
だがこの方法は非常な困難を伴う
But it's not going to be easy.
辛い戦いになるじゃない追加イベント
Yeah,
はろくに
difficult battle.
新しい CG もなく
There won't be any additional events, no new CG. Just dungeon exploration. Breaking the fourth wall a bit.
それでもよいか
Are you still interested? You want to continue to the bonus scenario. Actually, let's save here and see what happens if you say no.
アレク出発するなら早くしようよ必要なもの買い
He
に行こ
says,
う
Alec, if you're leaving, let's hurry up and do it. You need to get the shopping done.
私の準備はいつ
Priya says she's always ready. Like, alright, alright. Sorry, Celsia, I'm going on the journey. I'm aiming for the very best monster tamer.
そうか
Ash Ketchum. Or not.
残念だが仕方ないお前が立派に
Alright,
帰
but
ってくる
no helping it then.
待っているぞ
Looking forward to when you come back, all proper like. Alright, here we go.
マスターカラカラも行く
Master, Carcar's coming too.
待ってください
Here says, please wait.
拙者の腕が鳴ります
Yeah, this literally means her arms are ringing. It's an idiom, basically means she's eager to put her skills to use.
もうしょうがないからついていってあげるわよ
Pintail continues to tune up, saying, okay, fine, I'll come with you. Antagonist just says the tea is really good.
マスターについていったら楽しい思いをいっぱいでき
Evelyn says, if I'm with Master, we're going to have a lot of fun things happen.
アレクの行く場所は私のいる場所です
Wherever you go, that's where I'll be.
早く行こうダンジョンの冒険に
Let's hurry up and go on our dungeon adventure. Like, yes, and monsters we haven't yet seen. And we get some credits, but obviously this is not the end of the game. There is a post-game if you say yes to Celsia's question, so we'll be continuing with that next time. But for now, we have our credits. There's these monster stuff, scenery. These are the voice actors. It seems to be pausing. Yes, something seemed to glitch out a bit. It might not like the recording. But that is technically the end. But again, there's a post-game. With, I believe, several new dungeons. As it mentioned, there are no new CGs or scenes, but I think there was something in CG mode we can see now that... Well, there's a lot I can't show in CG mode, but there is the title screen without the text. And there's also monsters. It's kind of like a slideshow of every monster we've seen. And some technically not monsters. So that's kind of neat. But in any case, this has been Arafellan playing Dungeon Breaker. We beat the game, so next time we'll keep playing the game because there's a post-game. Hope to see you then!